My name is Wisdom Thomas. Thank you for joining us. I have my guest already on the line, Dr. Ebere Ozokwa, Senior Special Advisor to the Governor on Public Affairs. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, and I'm very happy to have the platform made available for me to advance. Once again, my name is Dr. Ebere Ozokwa, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Public Affairs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's get started now. What would you say, sir, that the policy thrust of the present administration, Dr. Alex Otti, in the aspect of infrastructural development is?
Yes, of course, you know that His Excellency took his time to study the volume of decay in the state before he was finally elected governor of Abia State last year. Of course, we are all aware that the governor tried or rather contested this petition for 3 consecutive times. In as much as most of us and most others had wished that his mandate that was stolen in 2015 and 2019 would have been stolen and would have provided him the opportunity to assume the governance of the state that time. We also appreciate the fact that it gave the governor more time to gather the problems and then think out the solutions. Then I will tell you for free that His Excellency actually did that. He took it upon himself to establish those problems that make other states and our people. So that was rather why it was so smooth for him to take off with speed in terms of infrastructure and provision of basic amenities to the people of the state. If I am to be specific, I will tell you that the governor has a policy thrust of building the state because he inherited a state that was destroyed completely. When we talk about infrastructure, everything was on ground zero. You didn't get anything. If you are taking time to establish the level of decay in Aba, you will agree with us that the governor started from nowhere. So he devoted resources and moved straight into action and identified the heroes, put them in faces, and that is why it's possible for him to have commissioned many roads within a year and 3 months. The governor has commissioned many roads that have now changed the infrastructure status of the state and equally acts as enabler to socio-economic advancement. You will agree with me that Port Harcourt Road is one of those key roads. Port Harcourt Road, at the point the previous administration couldn't even summon the courage, the temerity to tackle it. The road was completely abandoned, neglected. And rather than give it attention, they use it to siphon the funds, particularly the immediate past administration.
Before we get down to specifics, Dr. Ebere, let's try to establish a few things here. What would you say are the priorities of the government under Dr. Alex Otti in relation to infrastructural development? Would you say he has prioritized the roads? Do you think it is about education or urban renewal? Which of these areas or more do you think that the governor has actually put in terms of his scale of preference?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying, because I'm being emphatic on roads. Because if other state today, you will agree with me that this gospel state has turned to a construction site. So that is there. There's a priority there. Road construction and reconstruction. We have education. As a matter of fact, the government is giving so much attention to education because it's the basis. If you neglect education, we have neglected our future. We will be unfair to our children. And of course, the government wants to make education to be affordable. Not only making education affordable, quality one indeed. So that is why the governor is taking time. That is what I call an intangible thing. You will not see it. But the government is spending so much to train and retrain teachers, to put all the necessary things that will enhance the quality of education in our dear state. That is what is going on in the education sector here in United States. We have not witnessed this for the first time. The governor is equally recruiting, providing the right ambience, the right environment for teaching and learning. So the government is putting so much in the education sector. What do you have to say about the health sector? The health sector is a very critical but important sector that any responsible government should not ignore. The health sector has taken so much resources because the government is rebuilding more than 200 health centers, primary health centers. And most of our people live in the rural areas. Concentrations should not be only in Umaya or Aba. We get to the rural communities and fix those health institutions there, the primary health centers. And of course, at the moment, the reconstruction and re-equipping of about 2 of them are ongoing.
Okay.
That is what is happening in the health sector. What are you talking about the agricultural sector? The government and the government, the new ADIA, have now taken it upon themselves to invest in our people. This sets people about 300 or something that we are sponsored to Nasarawa, Cities Farm. Probably some persons are trying to make profit out of it. But when you spend so much money and take somebody defeat, you go to get to source, then get the knowledge, come back home and begin to treat others.
Okay.
Speak to you. A few weeks ago, I'm coming. A few weeks ago, they were giving the template on how to source funds, loans that will help them establish their own agencies and then have the facilities to train other agents. So that is what the government is doing at that level, okay, or at that aspect of agriculture. I can equally tell us that there is a plan for a large-scale farming. Of course, food security is key because the hunger is a problem that is facing most of us today. So governor is very mindful of that fact that we need to put every arrangement in place that will encourage large-scale farming so that we address the issue of food security and equally make some financial return.
Now, Dr. Berry, let's come back to
okay,
infrastructure and other things here in the state and begin to look at specifics here. Let's talk about the Aba Port Harcourt Road, which you have mentioned, which you said was dilapidated, and the immediate past government of the state did not have the courage to take on that particular project, even though we know that they equally flagged it off at some point. What is the development there in relation to the contractors working on that, Julius Berger? What can you tell Abians in relation to the progress so far made on that particular project?
Fantastic. If you look it there, you will see the progress being made. Of course, you know how His Excellency articulates his programs and projects. There must be a timeline. That is what makes him an exceptional leader, a visionary leader. When he gives you a job, he will sit down with you. Tell me what will stop you not to deliver this project within the agreed period. So the speaker and the governor, they are on the same page, and the project is progressing, and the Adrians have doing it. The governor has the capacity to do things that appear impossible in the past. So Port Harcourt Road is a legacy project, is a key project that the governor is using to announce his commitment, his vow to put Abia on the right path of progress and economic prosperity. Let me tell us one of the things we need to know about Port Harcourt Road. That was near from Odinga, when I was growing up. We do visit that place, Port Harcourt Road. You will see that place is another world. You will see the ingenuity of our people put to practice. You will see construction of different machines. They will conceive them and then you see them on the road. Because there were many industries who come there to buy their machines. Fabricated here. All of a sudden, we lost that economic advantage. So, what the governor is doing in Port Harcourt Road is to restore its lost glory, the lost glory of Port Harcourt Road, and then create opportunities for our people once again. Come and then demonstrate what we are blessed with. Ingenuity, the craftsmanship, and everything we talk about. So that is what the government is restoring via that project. And of course, you know that if you go to Port Harcourt and follow Port Harcourt Road, you go to Gunabo, go to Kwa, and then find yourself in Port Harcourt. But it's an area where you now move to from Aba, you move to Aba Road, get to Otti'S Junction, and move again. Of course, the journey hours will be reduced. So Port Harcourt Road has a lot of things to deliver.
So you are saying it's on track in terms of the timeline. It is on track. It is going to be delivered as agreed by both the contractors and the Abia State government. How about the bend, the Arochukwu-Hafia Road, including the Arochukwu-Hafia Road? What's the latest?
Yes. The ones that were submitted to, they were given to 3 different contractors. You know, one thing with the governor and the government that is very obvious and unique is that the system has an internal arrangement that puts the contractors to their toes. When the projects are flagged off, the Ministry of Works, under ingenuity, will now move into action and make sure that the government does its own oversight function. I mean, in terms of projects given out on contract. So the ministry will now take over. The consultants will ensure compliance to the specifics. So that is to ensure that whatever money invested in this reconstruction of road will get the value. That is administration, that is governance. So that those contractors are doing marvelously well. And if there's area they don't do well, the system has a way of correcting them. The system has a way of ensuring that they adhere to the specifics and then ensure compliance from their own end. Something that is so that we can applaud this administration is that His Excellency has always fulfilled his own part of publication, state part of publication, providing other things that are supposed to come from government. The government has not been found wanting. What the government wants is the result and nothing but the result. The government is splitting the people, and this administration, like I said earlier, is all about the people, and the people. That is what that represents.
Let's still stay with Arochukwu-Hafia, Dr. Ebere now, because I mean, it's public knowledge of the controversy involving the federal government and the Abia State government in relation to that road. What can you tell us? Has it been resolved?
Well, that's no controversy. The only thing the government made is that road was bad and needed attention. So anybody that got to score cheap political gains, he's just trying to be necessarily mischievous. That road, so first you and I know, was too bad and needed the attention of the government. So how did the governor offend anybody? They are now doing the right thing.
Is that why the state government did not consult with his counterpart at the federal government level, especially in relation to works, before embarking on the flag of the road?
You see, let me tell you, there's something you need to know about His Excellency Dr. Lesoti. It's someone that is rooted in an inflation consultation. Of course, you know where it's coming from. If somebody tells you that the government will just jump into a project without asking necessary questions, without making necessary inquiries, that person does not know His Excellency Dr. Lesoti. Dr. Lesoti does all the things, and what motivating the more is that road needed his attention. He needed government attention, and that is what he's doing. Anybody that wants to play politics with the projects that are meant for the good of people is not doing a good idea, and it's regrettable, and we cannot get issues with them. The Excellency has done what he's supposed to do, and he has the support, 100% support of Ndaga.
Okay, let's talk about transparency, Dr. Ebere, now, because it has come into sharp focus, concern to Abians across the board in relation to project bidding. We know the processes involved there, how open it has been, and the award of project as well. There are concerns that it is not going through the right process in terms of transparency, especially making public the funds which have been allocated for these projects. What do you have to say about this?
Well, thank you. Yes, I've heard some misguided elements talking about transparency, talking about accountability. If you talk about what transparency and accountability really mean, you know that it is just coming for the first time from the government of Dr. Lesoti. What we used to have in part was government that came to root. The second came and watched the entire system of contracting projects. Entrenched a system that is ensuring total accountability. I mean, it means due process, accountability, and the effective project financing to establish it through its revolution in the administration of the present government. Probably what they want is every day the governor or those of us that speak or write on behalf of the government will come and say this project is 200 naira, this one is 300 naira.
But you do not think that Abians deserve to know how much of the funds is being delegated for each of those projects, and of course to troll them.
I agree with you. The government has the way it runs. If you want to know what this project is about the cost, you write to. You can write to them. That's what called a freedom of information law. You write and you will be responded to. We've not come here to rabble house. We've come to do the business of the day. We're building the state that was totally incomatous, creating opportunities for our people to thrive in their endeavors, and ensuring that there's prosperity in the land. So what the government has is a system that is transparent, that will bring answers to their inquiries, not a jamboree. We're not coming around there and we are going to. After all, you can start a project with 100 naira today, and in the next 2-3 months, you see inflation and the cost variation rearing their ugly head. You know the value of naira, the cost of things. You buy something of 1,000 today, when you go to market, that same item will be sold to you at 2,000. So the government has a way of addressing these concerns, these variables that are now dominating or controlling our economic space. And somewhere will be there trying to drag us to insignificant things. It's not what the government has to do. The government has come to put accountability, sustainable template that ensure accountability, ensure transparency in the business of governance, and that is where we are. We will not come to play with those people that are paid to make mockery of themselves after falling during their time. So we don't have space for them.
Let's talk about another project which was flagged off by Governor Alex Otti, the 19.1 kilometers Itungwa Road stretching down to Ahiabubi Nkwelechi Road, which of course is being done in collaboration with Rural Access Agricultural Marketing Project RAMP. Tell us about that, and as well, how much of assistance is the state government getting in terms of partnership in getting some of these infrastructural projects up and running?
Thank you for this particular question. You see, that day I was just dancing. I danced up to and looked at the faces of the people. I look at the faces of stakeholders, market women. You see joy radiating all over their faces. You see how what the governor has done by unlocking that road that connects part of Ishalang to Obinga. You know, for Obinga. If you see our joy, it has no, our joy is most endless. Why? Because this is a project that have been toiling with. The government came in, then ensure that the right things were done. That is the for you. He ensured that the right things were done. He blocked every avenue they opened. You know, they wanted to loot. They wanted to loot. But the government blocked everything and strengthened the whole arrangement in line with the World Bank template. And so that's now came within this stipulated time. In fact, the governor says that he has discussed with them and there's a possibility of delivering that project before the agreed time. So the contractor is good to go. All the stakeholders have pledged to work with them. The people have been admonished to show cooperation, and that is what you are going to see on that project. And let me also tell you what the government will continue to be doing. See, the government does not have the whole resources to fund for the project. In that case, what do? The government is activating the partnerships that work. The government is partnering with the World Bank, partnering with like RAMP, and the other agencies that will now come on board and ensure that all that we need to have in the state within the time His Excellency will govern the state will be for the moral interest of the people. One thing that fascinates me and equally advanced is that this governor is putting the people first. Everything he says to people. Don't even see the appointees, don't even see his government officials. He says, if we fail, we have put the people. We will not fail ourselves, we have put the people. So the governor is determined to collaborate with other institutions, agencies, and the corporate entities towards making sure that there is lifted from the bottom to the top in terms of infrastructure and socio-economic advancement.
All right, the governor not too long ago as well flagged off modern court buildings across the local government areas just to perhaps facilitate the dispensing of justice, help the judiciary and all of that. Tell us the latest in terms of this one, and how sooner should Abians expect the completion of that project?
Thank you. That is to tell you that the governor, from the executive arm of government, is equally thinking on how to collaborate with other arms of government, the legislature and the judiciary. In the instant case, the judiciary, the government has looked at the environment. The government has looked at the parameters of modern practice and see that a certain intervention needs to be pushed towards creating the right atmosphere for the administration of justice. And that is why it is committing so much resources to now build modern court halls, the facilities to really aid speedy dispensation of cases. This is why, if you have listened to the Chief Judge and the Attorney General from their speeches, you will see that the executive is thinking around the clock. We need to do in the judiciary. At this moment, he is a fast thinker. It's okay, this is what I'm going to do. He discussed with his ESCO and the action that did it. It's not a rocket science. It's about one preparing himself for these responsibilities, and he is doing it, and the Adrians are happy. As I speak to you, the judiciary has seen a governor that is not thinking only one side. A governor that is saying, "Hey, come, Chief Judge, what do you think we can do to get this done in this area?" Because all of them from the government, the executive, judiciary, and the legislature. So it's also the way he's thinking about the people, he's also thinking about these reforms that should also make the other arms of government.
Are there partnerships? Are there partnerships in terms of this latest project? Is the government, partnering, or is it a parallel project?
Partnership with the judiciary?
I mean, in terms of delivering these modern court halls, the government, are they partnering with any other agency to get this done, or is it the sole project which will be undertaken by the government?
Yes, this is government project. You see, the way the governor operates, he writes his speeches every time. So if it's partnership, we will step it and say, we are partnering with this. You see, we're talking about the people, we're talking about transparency.
Okay.
We're talking about accountability. So if that is not captured in the governor's speech, that means it is still the government project. So, but of course, the government has the responsibility to ensure the effective and efficient justice dispensation and delivery. And that is what one of the things he promised to do, and he's doing it. So it deserves our support and kudos.
Let's talk about something very key. It's not just about flagging of projects here and there, being bemused or fascinated with the fact that there are projects. Abia states have become beehive of construction activities across the board. Sure. It is actually fascinating to know, by the way, but it's about the delivery of all of these projects. I mean, if 10 years or 5 years from now, or even a year from now, one can go to these road projects and others and find that they are still in a good state. I mean, it will be very good to note. Let's talk about monitoring and control. What is happening in these very aspects to ensure that all of these projects are going according to plan in terms of the terms of agreement, in terms of timing, in terms of the quality, the use of materials, and all of that? What can you tell Abians who are anxious to know and will, of course, hold the state accountable in the years to come?
Thank you. This is a wonderful question, so to say. The government started by getting things right via the appointment of the right and competent person as the Commissioner for Works, Engineer Oti. If you see what our Commissioner has done in the ministry, by putting the right personnel, motivating them to ensure compliance to quality and the proper supervision. That is one of the things people don't know that is making the government to succeed, especially in infrastructure delivery. So the commissioner is really leading the ministry to monitor and ensure compliance to specification and quality. And of course, if you know much about the governor, that is a class quality. So it reflects in everything he does. He believes in these things, of course, that this adage says something what to do well. So this project, I assure you, is designed in a way that they will last. If constructed in a way that anything that will make it not last will be identified and addressed. So there's no space for contractors to cut corners. You must do the job, and what's supposed to pay to you will be paid to you, because the governor, like he has always said, we will use Adrian money to work for Adrian. So that is certainly okay. So it's not about the euphoria of opening up projects, it's about strict project implementation measures put in place to ensure that anybody that has the opportunity of getting job from the government of other states will certainly do the right thing, will certainly follow the bill of quantity, the specifications, And those that are supposed to checkmate them, like the consultant, we have to also ensure that adherence to quality and specification. So that is what the measures the government have developed to guide this project, so that at the end of the day, confidence will not be seen only as delivering on this project, but it will be seen as a government that is responsible enough to deliver a quality project.
It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, and from the get-go I told you that we are going to be questioning the infrastructural development agenda of the Abia State government, and of course eliciting responses in that regard. And so far we've been having a chat with Dr. Ebere Uzokwa. Thank you very much.
Yes.
He's a senior special assistant to the governor on public affairs. We are due for a very short break.
Thank you for having me.
When we return, we will open the phone lines and get to hear from you. Stay with us.